Hey everybody, in this video we're going to go over the things I've been working on here in the hobby hutch, the little hobby cubby, right now. Alright, let's get back to looking at my goings on here in my paint build area. Now I've been spending time finishing off a free sprue from Wargames Illustrated. Wargames Illustrated, if you don't subscribe, get it right now. Stop what you're doing after the video, of course. Alright, so yeah, painting up 10 of my Legionnaires, and I'm going to show you the base that I use. I'm going to go by non-metric. This is 2 inches by 5 inches, and this is my custom bases that you've seen here on the channel before, and I put 10 troops on here to form a regiment. I have some more of this material out in my workshop. I'm going to be going out there and cutting some more up so that I can have them to share with especially Zach. He's building a large couple of forces for the upcoming January 23rd game. Hail Caesar. Boom. Hail Caesar. I've been digging through this the last day or so, going over basically the basics of the game, the numerics as it were, and I'm really liking it. Pretty straightforward, and I look forward to getting together with Zach before the 23rd and kind of hashing out some of the fine points of the rules with some play testing. Now, Mr. Zach, he is at work. He's building the new starter box. He is ordered some extra SPQR kits that he is building and painting. And I have, after this group here, I will have 4 regiments of Romans. I have a Scorpion bolt launcher. Gonna be definitely picking up some other things here as we get closer to Christmas. I'm going to be looking at a couple of elephants, a unit of cavalry for the Romans, maybe another catapult, although Zach has a catapult he's building, maybe another Scorpion. So that's kind of where I'm thinking right now. So we have a nice force for those who want to come and play. We'll be set. So yeah, I really like these Warlord Games kits. They're very good. They're very good quality. The detail is very, very good. As you can see here, I've got a few other tidbits here on my desk. Just not much. I've got the Rebel Walker. I still need to finish up before I get to the 12th here, so I'll be bearing down on that this weekend. A couple speeder bikes, and that's basically all I've got left out of the starter box from Star Wars Legion. Something else I have here on the desk that I still haven't really delved into as far as painting. I've just gotten bogged down with other games. We've done the battle group, a couple different battle group games. There's some forces that I built, and this basically Indomitus box was put to the back burner. See, we got some more light on the subject here. But as I've said on a previous video, these kits, this kit of Indomitus is amazing. It was clear to me why Games Workshop has been the leader for so many years on their kits and their products. I mean, it's just second to none. But something that really stood out to me as I went through this kit and started constructing the models is something very interesting, and I'm sure anybody else that's gotten any of the new products for Warhammer 40K has noticed this, and that is the sprue design and the figure design. Now this is really interesting because these are like little jigsaw puzzles, right? Little jigsaw puzzles. And the other thing I want to point out, if you haven't noticed it already, is how tight this sprue is, right? And this is for one main reason: counterfeit. they have always been big into going after counterfeiters, especially Chinese counterfeiters. And these new kits are really reflecting that effort to make it very, very difficult to counterfeit their models. These guys all fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, obviously all done on a computer, right? Now, the detail is amazing. The plastic formula that they have, the injection mold system that they have developed that's proprietary, is top notch. Top notch. I mean, the details, it's a little intimidating, and I've been painting for a number of years. I'm still, one of the things I'm playing with here, guys, is this whole painting process I'm going to do. I've been looking at some videos. I want to do some shading, some primer shading, darker at the bottom, lighter at the top, to try to start playing with some new techniques with my airbrush. And then the whole issue of, I definitely am going to go old school, dig right back to the roots of the game and do ultramarines. I know that's, the vanilla marines, that seems boring to some guys, but you know what? That's what I'm going to go with, because it's just classic, just classic Space Marines. So, and I'm looking online. I want to get the correct shades of blue that I'm going to use with my airbrush. So I'm going with a straight up color that's going to be just for use in airbrush, right? So I'm going to do some base coating in different shades, and then I'm going to be going in with the ultramarine blue, right? And then from then on, experimenting with some different shading techniques, some different techniques of picking out all the details. And as you can see here, I'm going to put him back up again. This is your Space Marine captain. Let's zoom in on him so we can get an appreciation of this detail that is on this model, right? And there you have your Necron. Since I'm got Necrons in this kit, I haven't even got to the Necrons yet. I still have to finish putting together Space Marines. But I gotta say, it is a little intimidating. This is something I'm eyeballing for working on over the Christmas holiday. So technically my business shuts down the last day of fall. I'm a horticulturalist, and that shuts down last day of fall. However, we did get hit with a snowstorm, and I have been out of the field all this week. This is currently on a Thursday. It's frustrating. I have had so much influx of business this year that I really have a waiting list, and I've been turning business away, and I have not gotten all my work done, which sucks. I'm a businessman. I want that money, right? I want that money, but I can't snap my fingers and make the weather cooperate. So I was really busting tail 3 or 4 weeks leading up to this. I was anticipating we'd probably get a snow squall come through central Ohio, and of course we did. Luckily, it held off until early December, the first week of December, because I did get a lot of work done, but I still have a whole pile of work that I just couldn't get to, right? So anyway, so that's kind of where I've been, just to let you guys know. I'm just like you guys. I'm fighting things in life that are out of my control, and I have to stay focused on the important things in life, like building model kits, right? And providing for the family. So I hope everybody's having a great start of the late fall as we get close to Christmas. We're about 3 weeks out at the time of this video. And it's always a time that I look forward to as far as spending time with my wife. We're empty nesters. Obviously, our kids will be here for the holiday. We have a daughter who's still finishing up college, so she's here and working. She's a worker bee, so she's working and making money on her break. So that's been good. But yeah, so we really relish that time. Lots of good food with a gourmet cook wife, and working on my paint kits. But something else I'll leave you guys with here before I leave is something that I've been enjoying more lately, and that is really digging more back into playing. Any of you that follow my channel know that really during this whole process of building my studio and getting things going with all the COVID delays, I really have been just painting and collecting kits and figures, diorama kits, etc., etc. Not a lot of playing. My son he's out of the nest. He's off on his own. He's done with school. He's doing great. So he used to play with me. My nephew used to play with me. He's a U.S. Cavalry Scout in the U.S. Army. Any of you Army guys out there, stationed in Texas. So he only comes up a couple of times a year to visit his immediate family. So I'm hoping to see both of them obviously around Christmas time, and we'll get some games. Hopefully I get that on film for you guys as a battle excerpt. Probably going to be Flames of War for you Flames of War freaks. We're going to definitely play a Flames of War game. So I'm looking forward to that. But getting back into playing, I've been over here play testing the Star Wars Legion rules, teaching myself the rules, doing various scenarios. And as I said on the last video, the thing that is important if you guys want to get into Star Wars Legion is it's a very close-in game if you're playing the standard rule set. It's 6 turns. You kind of want to start the forces close together. That's what I learned here doing some play testing. I had the troops too far apart. By the time they got up to fight, the game was almost over turn-wise. So that was the one thing that I've learned so far with this rule set. Next one is the Hail Caesar. That's coming up. I'm planning to do a fort. I'm going to do a video on this. It's a Roman marching fort, they call it, that they would put up quickly. Some people say, well, they built these and they stayed overnight, and every night they built a new fort. I don't really believe that was the case, but I would believe they would march for a length of time, then they would camp. If they did do a fort like that, it was probably very, very rudimentary, but the ones with the ramps and the ditches, that's something that probably would have been a little bit longer term fort. But that's what I'm eyeballing here to build on the channel and to put together for this January 23rd game as one of the centerpieces. I don't think the Romans will be fighting from the fort, is my thought on this so far. It's going to be, I think, more where it's just kind of a showpiece, where we can have the Romans out of the fort fighting the Celts and the dreaded barbarians, right? But that's something we'll work out with some play testing before the 23rd. So yeah, that's kind of the thing I've really been enjoying getting back into. Is just playing again. Really getting into rules, digging into rules, getting to learn rules better. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been away from that aspect of gaming. I have had the games with the battle group, but those tend to be every couple of months, and then you get foggy on the nitty-gritty parts of the rules, so you kind of have to relearn them a little bit each time. So I think now that I'm getting back into this aspect of the gaming, it's going to become more second nature to me. A lot of the rule systems have a lot of similarities, which will make it easier to catch on to these other rule sets that I want to play here on the channel. And Warhammer 40K, the new edition, is at the top of the list. I know Zach is a player. I know Jason is a player. And anyone who doesn't have models will have models here to play with in the future with our 40K games that we do here in the studio. So a lot to look forward to here. I would like to take a second to ask any of you guys things that you'd like to see me do here on the channel. Are there any particular type of builds that I can put here over the next 12 months as we get into the new year? Rule sets you'd like me to maybe look at, things like that, and get some input back from you guys who are loyal subscribers to the channel. So without further ado, I'll let you guys get going. I know your time is limited like mine, and I wanted to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking the video. And thanks for making it to the end of the video. You're one of the few that is tough enough to make it all the way to the end of the road. All right, guys. See you next time. Ciao.